If I could share one tip with you today, in which I believe will take your business to the next level, what would it be? One of the most powerful things that you own is your story. It doesn't matter if you are a business owner. It doesn't matter if you are a content creator. It doesn't matter if you are a speaker. People absolutely love to know about you. If we were all honest, all of us are looking for inspiration. We're all looking for motivation. We're all looking for the steps which show us how to create, how to do, and how to be better than what we are today. We crave connection. And that's what your story does. It connects you to your audience. And that's going to be the thing that sets you apart. Your marketing is more important than your mastery. What does that mean? You can have the best service. You can have the best product. You can create the most efficient system in the market. But until people really know who you are and know what you do, could it be that it's all in vain? So what am I saying to you? It's okay that you don't start off perfectly right away. Now, of course, you want to make it as excellent as possible when you do come to market. But again, your marketing is more important than your mastery. We all want to be a success. We all need motivation. And at times in our life, we all need inspiration. That's where I come in. I'm a cheerleader of sorts. I like doing it. I like helping people. And I like encouraging them to be their absolute best. Mike, thank you, StreamYard. Good afternoon on this Friday. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. As you can see, I am ready to go. I was like, it was 11:55. I was like, let me go ahead and get everything ready. No need to delay. We're going to do a little bit of a kickback from our series that we debuted this past week on You Could Be Dating a Narcissist, okay? Who am I? I am Kisa, and my name is Kisa Sharp. I am Coach K, and I am simultaneously a media trainer, number one. Sorry, y'all, I keep messing with my thing here, but I'm a media trainer, number one. And number two, I am a certified life coach. I am 30 years vested in the game of communications, from corporate communications to newspaper writing, to broadcast news. I got my start here in this great city of Birmingham back, when was this? 1996. So that was 28 years ago. I came here to work for ABC 3340, 1996. It's almost been 30 years. I'm 52 years old. I came here all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at the age of 24. And how amazing it is. I have lived, I would say, for the better part of my career while in this community. I have lived in sort of the Bessemer-McCalla area, like right on the outskirts of Bessemer in the McCalla area. And, I finally have moved to Birmingham, and my, oh my, have I absolutely enjoyed living in Birmingham. And in fact, the view that I have today, I wish you could see the front view, but the side view is an indication of what I have an opportunity to see today. So I think it's so awesome that I get a chance to be here in the Magic City, looking over the Magic City. And that's a view right there of the south side of Birmingham. And you may not be able to really see it as much, but that's okay too. But why don't I pan? I like to produce and do all sorts of things as I kind of work on this show. But this is my view today. And not only is it my view there, it's the view directly in front of me as well, in this fabulous, fabulous office here. Why don't I just call this my makeshift office today? But I thought it was real pretty here. All nice and white and pristine, and nice little sofas and different things like that. So want to make sure that you can hear me okay, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Hey there, Mr. Joe Lockett. It's your boy, Joe Lockett. Joe Lockett is a friend of mine. Joe Lockett and I, wonderful, wonderful. Joe, I actually have in my microphone here today. But I want to just also go ahead and give a shout out to Joe. We have, in fact, God, we have a little media production team going on, don't we, Joe? Thank you. Thank you so much. Little media production team. Joe has his show in which you follow Joe Lockett. You can follow his page. He has the Joe Lockett Show, which airs each day at 4 o'clock, 4 until 6 o'clock. They have hot topics on. Joe and I actually thought it'd be good to come together and produce a show in which we talk hot topics and, relationship issues and all those sorts of things for the 50 and Fabulous crew. And we come on 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesdays, right here from the South Side as well. And then I also have my show Evolve at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it airs each and every Friday. And so today, I will actually be on the hot seat, and I'll be joining Mr. Joe Lockett at his studios, at his production studios for the Joe Lockett Show. And I'm just stopping by. Joe, I'm just stopping by today, okay? I'm going to be polite, cordial, all that great stuff, but I'm just stopping by to have a good time. So if you can, be easy on me, okay? Be easy on me. So that'll be at 4 o'clock today. So I encourage you to tune in. I'll be sharing the broadcast on my page. But remember, you can also follow his show Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. So today, we're getting ready to move because I have to do a kickback. And, normally I try to bring guests on here and we talk about different things. And I try to promote and spotlight people who are doing great things across the city of Birmingham. I know, right, Joe? Yeah, I'm ready for it today. Yeah. So I normally, and I always do that. That's my heart. I'm a, what do you call it? I'm really a publicist, I think. I call myself a 30-year communicator, but I think I'm really a publicist. But today, we want to continue the conversation because it just sort of came into my heart a couple of weeks ago that I needed to share some things and talk to some people who are involved in relationships in which they are suffering mental, emotional, and God forbid, even physical abuse. And one of the character traits of those who can perpetuate that are those who are narcissistic. You may have heard that term thrown around. You may have heard people being described as such. And I will be the first to tell you, as a certified life coach and in full disclosure, it is used way too much because sometimes people just have issues. Sometimes people are just selfish. And, that term is like now, oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, you're a narcissist. Not always. But I asked myself, what could I do to help some people as it relates to dealing with this and seeing the red flags early on? So to be honest with you, as we continue this discussion and I share some of the observations from those videos and some of the questions and statements which were made to me about the video series, I will be the first to tell you in full disclosure that, not everything is narcissistic. I'll be the first to tell you that we use the term way too much. And I'll also tell you that I'm not really concerned as much about labeling someone a narcissist as I am about getting you to the point of, if you are in a relationship that is not serving you, that is causing you harm, physically, emotionally, or otherwise, just giving you the cues and the clues that you need to get out of it. Does that make sense to you? I don't care as much about labeling someone a narcissist as I do about helping those who need it. That's the most important thing to me. Okay. So let's get into this. Let me share a little bit about what I found out from last week as we get ready to show you the observations. Okay. And I think the most important thing, whether you are dating a narcissist and whether you're dealing with emotional abuse, whether you're not dating a narcissist, but you're dating someone and your needs are not being met, we're trying to move you to a place of emotional wholeness and emotional healness, because at the end of the day, You can only control your response in any relationship. You can't control another individual. You cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot be in a relationship with someone and control them. The only control that I get to exercise is control over myself. As people, no one wants to be controlled. No one wants to be thought of as being managed by another person. So, okay, that's the first thing that we want to say. And again, not everyone is narcissistic. Not everyone is narcissistic. This is just for you to get help. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into this. So what are some observations from the show and the shows that in the series that we premiered last week on You Could Be Dating a Narcissist? And by the way, as I present this today, I want to make sure that you have an opportunity as well. If there are some things that you want to say or need to say, do share. So what are some observations? There were people who were in my inbox. There are people asking me questions. And I say that I'm going to just do a whole other show on some of the questions that I received anonymously, because those questions could inevitably help someone who's dealing in this situation. So what did I find from doing this series in You Could Be Dating a Narcissist? I found, first and foremost, that some were offended by the videos and some were offended by the material. Well, here's what I think about that. I don't. Here's what I think about that. The fact that some were offended by the video series last week. I don't. Because if it puts a young lady or even a man who is the victim of narcissism, if it puts them in a position where they are able to get out of the situation or address some things before it advances into something that is really detrimental, I would rather take that chance, give you the information, and risk offending you. I'd rather do that. So some observations. Some people were offended by the video series. Some people didn't like the information. Some people thought I was doing the most. Well, you know, if that's the case, you'll have to talk to me and all the other folks out there. Just do a Google search, or better yet, go on YouTube and look at all the information that's out there on dating narcissists and being in a relationship with narcissists and narcissistic abuse. I mean, some of this stuff is really, really serious. And so in the video series, by the way, for those of you who are joining me, I did not ask, like or share the video. That would be so huge for me today, to like or share the broadcast. That means a lot. That's the only thing I ask you for, because it's getting information in the hands of people who truly need it. But in the video series, we looked at You Could Be Dating a Narcissist, and I walked you through the stages of narcissistic abuse, from the initial stages of love bombing to devaluation. Okay, the steps are the things that happen when a narcissistic person devalues you, to thirdly, the rejection phase, and then fourthly, the discard phase. Okay, I'm not going to go over that today. You have all that material to go back and look at. But some people did not like it. And again, what do I think about it? I don't. I'm going to move forward, because the goal of all of this is to put information in the hands of people, because I'm coaching some people who are in these situations. I'm coaching folks who are dealing with this. So this is happening as we speak right now, you know? And if I can stop someone from going to or getting in a situation where they are abused physically or otherwise, then guess what? I've done my job. I don't just call myself a life coach for the title. There has to be an effectiveness that goes along with it. Number two, I said this extensively and I will say it again. We have to be careful with labels, because not everyone is a narcissist. You know, we got into a real good conversation on Kisa and Joe this week, and Joe and I were sort of talking through some aspects of this. And, you know, one of the things that he mentioned and I mentioned is that some people are just doggone selfish. It doesn't mean that they're a narcissist. Some people are just immature. It doesn't mean that they're a narcissist because they devalue you, or because they name call you, or because they reject you. Some people may reject you because they've got 2 or 3 men or women over here on the side, and you're just, you know, you're just that every now and then chickadee. So just because they exhibit some of the traits that are hallmark traits supposedly of narcissists, it does not mean that they are a narcissist. Let me be clear. And while I do that, let me go ahead and get me a swig of water. I have some actual lime here in my water, which I think is so, so good. It helps me to drink my 70 to 80 ounces of water a day, if not more. All right. So not everyone who exhibits the characteristics of a narcissist is a narcissist. Could be emotional immaturity, or just could be selfishness, which if you ask me, I think selfishness is at the root of all of this. All right. What's the third? I'm moving through this today, y'all. I've got some other things to do. The answer or solution will not be the same for everyone. I took extensive time last week to say, I'm not telling you this information so you can go and say, I'm going to leave this person. Because some people who are in narcissistic relationships are married. So I'm not giving you information to say that you're going to leave someone. That wasn't the point of it all. The point of it is to build communities. The point of it is, and y'all, I keep trying to close my jacket because I'm showing a little bit more than what I want to show today. I was not trying to do that, but my shirt keeps coming open. But the point of all of it is quite simply that not everything is narcissistic, and your solution will not be the same for someone else. What brings you clarity, what brings you wholeness, what brings you your answer will be completely different from someone else. So your solution will not be the same. Just adjusting my microphone there, y'all. Sorry if that was a little bit of an inconvenience for you, but your solution will not look the same as everyone else. Again, some people who are watching and who heard the information are married and have spouses who are doing this. So Kisa's not telling you to go out and get a divorce. You build a whole life with this other person. And am I telling you to go out and divorce them or just to end the relationship? That's not what I'm telling you to do. But what I am telling you is this is real. You are not alone. And if this is what you're dealing with, here are the signs and symptoms. Some people may not have ever heard that before. Because back in the day, women dealt with a whole bunch of stuff, okay? Whole bunch of stuff. And they did not have any labels. I mean, like people had like whole families that they had fostered on the side over there, you know, whole families that they fostered on the side and that they took care of on the side, in addition to their wife and what they had at home. And those ladies did not leave. Now we're in a different day. We're in a different day. The ladies of 2024 are a little different than the ladies of 1964 and 1954. We're a little different today. But yeah, some of them dealt with things we couldn't even imagine dealing with. So the answer is not the same. If you found that you are dating someone narcissistic, if you found that you are married to someone who's a narcissist, the answer will not be the same for you as it is for someone else. You have to determine that. But the first step is getting you some help. It's probably one of the most difficult steps, but the first step is getting you some help because you need to heal. Your heart needs to heal. And that healing sometimes can mean putting a little bit of space in between, which may be a difficult decision too, but you need to heal. You could be dating a narcissist. We're doing the kickback here on the video series that debuted. You can go back on this channel, look at some of those videos, really easy to follow. Just scroll along this page, and you'll see all of that information. And I want to remind you, for those of you who are tuned in, would love for you to like and share the broadcast. That's all we ask you for, okay? That's what helps us reach more people and help more people. And so as I move on through this, other observations, I have no judgment for anyone, not the victim nor the person who may be the narcissist. I have or exhibiting narcissistic traits. I have no judgment for anyone in this, meaning I don't have a heaven or whatever else to put you in. I'm just making you aware. And sometimes awareness, sometimes a conversation, sometimes community having community. And that's what I want to create. I want to create community that can help you formulate some steps which help you get your life back and help you move forward and get your healing and get yourself together. Okay. If there's something that I want to do with all of this, I want to be able to formulate community, and I want to be able to share some things that I've learned along my journey and in 52 years. Because what I find sometimes is that people don't share how they've overcome. People don't share what they've been through. And so we inadvertently think we're alone, or we inadvertently think no one has dealt with anything that I've dealt with. Now, granted, sometimes it takes time for people to admit what they're dealing with. Sometimes there's time in it. They need to heal. They need to be comfortable sharing. But I've just made that a hallmark of what I do as a coach and in life. If I've got something that I can give to you to help, I'm going to do it. And me sharing this information, maybe it's not the deal that's going to bring you your help, but at least you'll understand you're not alone. And at least I can point you in a direction to say, if you are dating a narcissist, okay? So candid conversations. If you are dating a narcissist, if you are in love with someone who could be a narcissist, there's help. So having a little bit of a kickback today and just sharing some observations from that video series. I've never done anything like that. You know, I read things and I get information, but normally I can kind of keep things a little close to the vest. No more time for that. No more time for that. You know, no more time for that. No more time to hold things to the vest. It's no time. I could care less about what people think. I'm not sharing anything. I will never name a name. So with my clients, I'm twice married. You're not going to be able to look at my spouses, my former spouses, and say, well, she's talking about you. No, you're not going to be able to say that, because I'm going to keep people close to the vest. But the information to help people, I'm not. I'm going to share it. I'm going to put it out there. I think when we do that, we build community, and we could very well put some things in people's hands to save their lives. What are some observations based on some commentary and based on some questions that I received following the series? You could be dating a narcissist. Here's another observation. You will feel conflicted about whichever path you choose, but particularly if you choose to move on from the abuse, you will feel conflicted. Because if you get to this space where you could be dating a narcissist, chances are there's already some emotional, and I credit my sister Jada Pinkett for this, some emotional entanglement and enmeshment. Emotional entanglement and enmeshment. If you've gotten to the point where you're dating a narcissist, there could already be some emotional entanglement, because it's one of the things that a narcissist does best. If this person is a true narcissist, they do this really, really well. They know how to hook you in emotionally. They know how to push all the right buttons, and they're going to do it quickly. They have no time to waste, because they understand that once the scales come off of your eyes and once you start seeing them for who they really are, you're going to have to make a decision about whether or not you're going to stay there. So from it connecting from an emotional state, it's more difficult, as you know, to unhook from something once you have your emotions involved. You ask women why they stay in situations. You ask men why they stay in situations. You ask us why we do certain things. Well, I've got a relationship with them. I remember back in the day, you can see I'm natural now. I have locks now, so I don't have to sit in the hairdresser. Praise the Lord for deliverance. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, can I get a witness? I don't have to sit in the hairdresser for, weeks, hours, weeks on end, going to get my hair done every week, every 2 weeks or whatever. I don't have to do that. Thank you, Jesus. But, some of us, and maybe I'm just, this is for my brown skinned sisters. Some of my light skinned sisters, y'all probably don't have to deal with this, right? Not even being racist or insulting. I'm being real. This is a real experience. We loved our hairdressers, and honey, we'll go sit in a hairdresser for 4 or 5 hours because we have a relationship, which is why I think the natural hair movement has been so huge, because it's like, I'm delivered from that, I can put these hair up in some braids and some locks, and I don't have to sit in the hairdresser. Because why? relationship. We get hooked into that relationship. And when you're hooked in emotionally and tied in life, sometimes it's difficult to peel back out of there. So in my series, You Could Be Dating a Narcissist, I wanted you to understand a person who is either exemplifying these traits or who is really walking as a bona fide narcissist. They are going to hook you and trap you early on, because when that relationship is established and when those emotions are enmeshed into the person, or even more so the thought of who you thought the person is, or the thought of the relationship, you will feel conflicted about choosing you and moving on. We're talking about those of you who could be dating a narcissist. This is the kickback. This is the sharing of the thoughts, the observations, the comments, the questions that I received. It's one of the series that I've received the most response regarding. And because of that, I'm going to continue on with it, because in my heart of hearts, I believe I can help some people. I will not expose. I'm a coach and I'm confidential. But in my heart of hearts, I have a strong desire to help some people. And as much as I can do it, I'll take the hits. I don't care about that. I'm not offended by it nor bothered, because I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not. No. For those of you, if you are genuinely involved in a relationship, and the beautiful thing about it is, if we listen, my pastor used to always tell me, listen out of both sides of your ears. So even if it's that you may not even be dating a narcissist, but let's just say you're in a bad relationship. Okay. That's why, the topics are, I may label it as such, you could be dating a narcissist, but really it applies to anyone who's in a challenging relationship. Okay. If you're suffering some things in the relationship that you shouldn't be dealing with, but you find it very hard to move on, I understand. I've been there. Because often, and I have some information, I'm going to encourage you at this point. I have another video series which will start on Monday. Okay. It begins on Monday. Okay. And we're going to talk more about this subject of you could be dating a narcissist and how to recover from narcissistic abuse. But the series really deals with recovering from relational abuse, emotional abuse, or just being in a toxic relationship. Sometimes the relationship is toxic, and that's all you need to know. Breaking free. Okay, breaking free from narcissistic abuse, but most importantly, breaking free from narcissism. Monday, 6 p.m., that new series begins. Okay. And as we get ready to round this out here, just some observations. And that's why I'm continuing to keep this going. Okay. That's why I'm continuing to keep this going, because we need freedom and we need healing. I need to put my glasses on here to make sure I can give you all the next correct step. I guess I've done all 5. Woohoo! I didn't know I'd moved along that quick, but it's good because my time is well spent and I have to move on to do some other things. So, number 1, just some observations following the video series on you could be dating a narcissist. First observation in this kickback. And remember, like and share the broadcast. We would appreciate it if you do that. Some were offended and asked me if that bothers me. No, that's why I'm doing another series next week. And we'll even do more regarding emotional abuse and recovering from that and recovering from narcissistic abuse. So some were offended. These are observations. Some say, oh, this doesn't really exist. People just kind of make this up. Okay. I didn't make up the term. I'm smart. I mean, I'm pretty learned, as they would say, but I didn't make up the term narcissism, nor did I coin it. And nor did I coin any of the other terms that go along with it. Love bombing, discarding, rejecting, devaluing, okay? Gaslighting. I didn't create any of those either. Number 2, not everyone who exhibits the habits are narcissists. Have to say that, have to put that out there. You just don't broad wash everyone. Oh, but this is a thing though. Narcissism is a thing though. Let me be clear. but not everyone who exhibits the habits is a narcissist, okay? Number 3, observation. The answer or solution will not be the same for everyone, and that's whether you are in a narcissistic relationship or any kind of abusive relationship, okay? Your solution and your answer will not be the same as someone else's. You can listen to the person for inspiration and information, and then you take the time, you prayerfully and thoughtfully craft your solution, okay? Because it will not look like anyone else's. It may, but it's okay if it doesn't. Number 4, no judgment for anyone. I offer no judgment. I'm offering information. That's who I am. I am an information disseminator, just disseminating information on you could be dating a narcissist. Again, it's in the series. Go back and check it out. And lastly, you will feel conflicted about choosing you and moving on. But here's what I'll say to that. Do it anyway. You may feel the fear. Do it anyway. And I want to encourage you. Next week, we have 5 steps to recover from narcissistic abuse. Tune in. It's going to be starting Monday, August 5th at 6 p.m. Yeah, we're going to go to school. We're going to go back in the classroom and talk a little bit more about recovering from narc abuse. Monday at 6 p.m. Just sharing some observations with you from our sessions. And let me say, I'm so honored and so grateful that you all spent some time with me and actually gave me the feedback for the series, because when you do, it lets me know that I'm doing something right. So again, you'll see it on my page Monday starting at 6 p.m., August 5th. Steps to recover from narcissistic abuse. But really, it's steps to recover from any sort of abuse, whether you're going through it now, emotional abuse or relationship abuse, whether you're going through it now or whether you have gone through it, you haven't fully overcome. It'll work for you too. I'm Kisa, Coach K. Wish I could tell you that I was done for the day. I'm actually getting ready to go now and shoot a video for an upcoming episode of Evolve. And then I am going to be sitting down today with Joe Lockett on the Joe Lockett Show. I have no clue what they're going to throw at me, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. 4 to 6 p.m. and you'll see it on my page, okay? But also go and like and follow his page. And remember, if you're watching the replay, let me know as well, number 1. Number 2, like and share the broadcast so we can help more people. I'm Kisa, Coach K. If you'd like to work with me, I got you covered on that too. Look, I spent time. I was ready for you all today. I'm telling you. Just had to find my location, but I was ready for you all today. But actually, I don't know if you're able to see. What do you think about this location? Like, can you see me okay? Like how does it look? Like, I have to put on my glasses sometimes to kind of see how everything looks and if it's clear. Is it clear? What? Let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. Okay. But I love it because I've got the city outside, looking outside, and I've got some the office in here with the books and all that kind of stuff and the sofa. So y'all, it's been so fun hanging out with you today. Kisa loves you, and I am praying for your success. Tune into our series on Monday night. Okay, we'll have it 5 days going. All right. How to recover is the name of the series. 5 steps, in fact, to recover from narcissistic abuse. So I'll be on next week, and then I'll see you later today on the Joe Lockett Show as well. Mwah. Love y'all, and I'll see you later.